The big thing for me is like with body positivity is that it wasn't instilled in me at a young age. Unfortunately, growing up with a single mom who had her own body issues, so as she was growing up, I don't necessarily know if my grandmother had told her how much, or how ugly my mother was or anything, but I know my mom felt ugly. She had scoliosis, and this is like during the 1960s, so she wore a hideous back brace. She had a terrible haircut. And so I do know, in sort of talking to my mom from a young age, that she didn't feel attractive most of her childhood. And then, when she got into adulthood and went through 3 marriages, although she's on her 3rd marriage, which is wonderful, and he's a great guy, and I think this marriage is going to last forever. Sometimes marriages end because of body issues and the issues that both people bring into the relationship. And I'm sure my mother brought some of her body issues in the relationship, but I don't know how much either of her first 2 husbands, including my father, necessarily made her feel any better. I look back now at pictures of me, and I was never heavy. I was made to believe that I was, and so when I would look at those pictures, or when I would look at myself in the mirror in, elementary, middle school, high school, I saw a heavy person. But when I look back at pictures now, I wasn't heavy. I just wasn't shaped like my mom.
Yeah.
And I was never going to be shaped like my mom.
Right. Mm-hmm.
That's the thing too, is like I take much more after, even now, the like Polish Portuguese side of my family, which is my father, which is it's curvier. I mean, there's just no two ways about it. Even when I was 130,
Genes, baby.
yeah, even when I was 130 pounds, I had bigger hips than my mom. I will always have larger breasts than my mother. She is a waspy, narrow white woman, and that's what she is, and that's fine, and she's pretty, and so was I, but I didn't think that I was. I finally went into therapy there at the school, and I had denied going to therapy for years because I was like, that's admitting that you're sick, that's admitting there's something wrong with you. Even the healthiest person could use an impartial third party just to soundboard things off of.
Oh yeah.
Through her, though, through that therapist, I got to take the time to say everything I ever wanted to my mother. Everything. And it was ill-timed, as these things most often are. It's like in a parking lot. But from that time forward, I wasn't necessarily back in their good graces right away, but my mother and I just don't really talk about things from like age 12 and back. And doesn't mean she doesn't still, put in her comments now about my weight either. There gets to be a point where you become so body positive that you become that sounding board for other people, and they really appreciate that. And that's how I become for I would say most of my friend group, especially those who have any sort of body image issues. And whenever I get those comments, especially from other gals that are a bit heavier like me, and they say things like, Victoria, I don't understand how you're so confident, and I'm envious of you. And I hate when they say that. I hate when they say envious or jealous. Because my response is always, you don't have to be envious, because you are perfect in the way that you are. You just have to choose to enjoy who you are. Because unless your body is totally like failing you, right? And you can't do the things that you enjoy, then you should enjoy the body that you're in, because look at what it can do for you, right? And this also may be influenced by the fact that I work with people with disabilities, like in my job. When you can wake up and do all the things that you enjoy doing in life, when you can go take a walk outside and enjoy that sunshine, when you can go dancing with your girlfriends, when you can go prepare your own meals, like that's the message I try to tell my friends, I guess, is like, you have a beautiful body, no matter what package it comes in, because it's allowing you to enjoy your life. And life is a lot less fun when you're begrudging the package. It's just flesh. It's just flesh. Life is so much more fun when you're out doing something and enjoying it. You only get, in my opinion, you only get one. I try to focus on the things that I like as I'm looking in the mirror. So instead of seeing the things that I don't like that morning, I go back to what do I like today about myself? Which typically, I mean, everyone can have their go-to.
Yeah.
Like, I'm so happy to have the eyes that I have, and I'm so happy to have the hair that I have, and I'm so happy to have, I actually love having a big butt. I love it. So when those fleeting things type happen, I think to myself, what do I like? And then I try to dress, because I feel like those moments oftentimes happen like in the morning for me, like if I don't feel attractive. I try to dress enhancing those features of the day that, make me feel good.